Here we have a 2022 Razer laptop, 15-inch advanced 3070 Ti that came in for repair. We already disassembled the back cover and we disassembled the heatsink, the one that goes here, and I'll tell you why. Let's read what the customer wrote. Try to flash the vBIOS firmware, that of a different laptop, to increase the power limit of the GPU. It did not work. The DGPU has no display output now, and all the external display ports are not functional. iGPU was previously disabled in BIOS, so couldn't even get the laptop screen to display the BIOS menu. So far, all shops jump directly to motherboard replacement. They do not have the skills to bench flash the vBIOS chip. I'm hoping you all will be able to make this happen instead of just replacing the motherboard entirely. So another case of, if it's not broken, let's break it. 3070 Ti is not enough for the customer. He wants to fly to the moon with this laptop. What's wrong with people? The laptop is working. It's great. It's not a desktop, by the way. This is a laptop, so you will never be able to match the power of a desktop. If you want so much power, get a desktop. Why are you trying to make your laptop a spaceship and it's a laptop? End of the day, it's a laptop. It does have the power, but you have to understand, a lot of power in a laptop is problems waiting to happen in the long run. The motherboard, look at this. Everything is integrated into this motherboard. What's going to happen to it 1 year from now? It's going to fail, like every laptop in the market. People rush to buy gaming laptops and then realize that after a year, 12 months, 15 months, 8 months, the laptop fails. It's overpowered. You want a lot of power, get a desktop. But you took something that was working. 3070 Ti is a great video card. He took the 3070 Ti. He was not happy with the output. I do not know what the customer was doing for him not to be happy with the 3070 Ti and for him to mess up vBIOS like this. Before we start the video, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, PCBWay. PCBWay is a China Shenzhen-based PCB manufacturer and printed circuit board assembler with more than a decade in the field of PCB prototype and fabrication. They offer a wide variety of services, including 3D printing, CNC machining, sheet metal fabrication, and much more. PCBWay is committed to meeting all your PCB needs. They offer quality, on-time delivery, and competitive pricing. 1 to 2 layer boards starts at $5 with 24 hours turnaround. Get an instant quote by visiting PCBWay.com or click on the link below and make sure to check them out. So I looked for 2022 Razer 3070 Ti laptop vBIOS firmware, and I found this. I do not know how good this firmware is, but it's my only option. I do not have any other option. I looked everywhere online. A lot of people are asking for that firmware. Some people verified that this firmware is good. So I'm here. I do not know if that firmware is good or not, but we're going to give it a try. I downloaded the firmware, and now we need to locate the vBIOS chip. vBIOS chip is usually next to the GPU, to the core. We have the core right here. I was able to locate a BIOS chip on top here, but that's the firmware for the laptop, for the boot sequence and all that stuff. The vBIOS chip should be somewhere next to the GPU, and I did find one. I did find one right here, right where my middle finger is at. Right there. So we're gonna attempt to reflash this vBIOS chip and hope for the best. Now, if I do flash this vBIOS firmware on the chip and the laptop still does not work, then this laptop is going back to the customer. We do not do miracles. That's the only file I was able to find, and that's what we're going to use in hopes that this file is good. But I'll go through the process. I'll show you what it takes to flash a firmware onto a chip. What we're going to do is remove the chip. We're going to put the chip on this adapter, and we're going to plug this adapter into a programmer. So it's a multiple step process. We desolder the chip. We solder that chip on the adapter, and the adapter goes on this programmer. The programmer goes into the computer. The computer plugs into the wall. The wall, no, just kidding. After we plug the programmer to the computer, then we open up the program. We can save whatever firmware is currently on the chip, and then we can reprogram the file that we downloaded solder the chip back on the board, and hope for the best. Now, I've done this so many times on this channel. Flashing MacBook BIOS chips, flashing Lenovo BIOS chips. We do not have any videos on the Razer vBIOS chip. It's usually the BIOS chip and not the vBIOS. But this customer is different. This customer is unique. He wanted to try something different, and the laptop ended up in our shop. No problem. Maybe this was meant to happen, so we can go over it in a video, and so that we can talk bad about the customer, right? People tell me, why do you bash your customers? Why do you talk bad about your customers? Why do you deny the hand that feeds you? Do you know that customer? Do I know that customer? I'm talking about a person I do not know. And what I'm saying is the truth, so people can wake up and stop doing stupid stuff like this. Sometimes you have to be blunt. You have to be straightforward. You have to be rough in order for people to wake up. If I wake up early in the morning and I tell my kid, wake up, time for school, the kid ignores. I say it again after a few minutes. The kid ignores. I say it again after a few minutes. The kid ignores. I raise my voice, and all of a sudden the kid is awake. He's up on his feet, straight to the bathroom. Now, we have few viewers in the past that mentioned, why not use a clip like this, where we can clip that chip and we can hook the other end of the clip onto the programmer instead of having to desolder the chip, resolder it on the adapter, and then desolder it off the adapter, resolder it on the board. And the answer is, this clip never worked for me. I have to fiddle around with it like 5 minutes in order for the clip to make a good connection with the chip. The clip seems good, the pins on the clip appears to be good, but it's always a nightmare trying to have that clip make a good connection with the chip. And it has to be vertical. I cannot see it properly under the microscope. We can try it. We can try it just for the sake of this video, but usually I'm a lot faster if I desolder and resolder. That chip is down here. We're gonna attempt to attach the clip onto the chip. The clip has 4 pins on each side, just like the chip. And that's how it connects with the chip. Watch. If I connect the cable to my programmer, and by the way, I do not know where pin number 1 is. Let me look at the chip. Pin number 1 is on the bottom. Let me show you what's going on. So pin number 1 is usually this side here. Because if we look at the red marking, it's going to pin number 4. Okay, pin number 4, 5. So we want the non-red marking on pin number 1. Just like that. Okay. Hopefully, for the sake of this video, the clip will be able to make a good connection. If not, and I never had success with this clip, unless maybe after fiddling around with it for 5-10 minutes. It could be the clip, who knows? I never tried another clip. And I do not plan on buying another clip because I can just desolder the chip, resolder it, and it's easier than attaching a clip. Okay, so the clip is making a connection with the chip right here. Now we're gonna connect the cable to the programmer, just like this. Lock it. The programmer goes to the USB port on my desktop. So we're gonna go to 25 flash detect. And was the chip detected? Detect. And the chip was not detected. Error. Detection error. Let me fiddle around with the cable. We're gonna do it a couple of times. What about now? Oh, look at this. It was able to detect the chip. It worked on the second try. Wow. Okay, so we're gonna use the SOIC. And then we're gonna do select. We need to load up the file. Load. Press OK. The file is loaded right there on your left. And now we're gonna program. And program. So we have to wait until the process is complete. I do not want to touch that clip. Success. Programming is complete. And it's a success. Great. Now I'm going to remove the clip right here. We did not need to desolder, then resolder, but it would not have been a problem for me. The clip worked in this video, and now I have faith in that clip. So the vBIOS chip is already reprogrammed, this one here. We do not need to program the one on top. Where is it? I cannot point to it while looking at the camera. This one we do not need to reprogram, but we only need to look at the vBIOS chip, and that's what we downloaded for this laptop. So all we have to do is reattach the cables, reattach the battery, and we can power it back on. If that works, great. If it does not work, I'm still gonna post the video. I'll be back. We have a customer that mailed over 3 desktop motherboards. We do not have parts for those boards. We do not have schematics for those boards. We do not have board diagrams for those boards. And how much is the board? $200, $300? So the laptop is on. I do see the backlight on the keyboard, but still no image. We're gonna have to wait a few seconds maybe. Same issue, same problem. The keyboard turned back off, right? Maybe we need to plug the charger. Yeah, the battery, even if I press on the power button now, the battery had like 0.5% left in it. We still have hope, like 1% hope. The keyboard went back off. Wait a minute, I still hear the fans. Yeah, the fans are spinning. The BIOS chip that we reprogrammed is down here, somewhere under this heatsink. I mean, cap locks is going on and off. Look at this. That tells me the system is working. Can you try an external monitor? We have a black screen on the external monitor. No signal. One last thing I can do is maybe look for a different file online if I'm able to find one. And maybe I'll give this a second chance if I'm able to find another file. But otherwise, this laptop is going back to the customer as unfixed. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll do something else in the next video.
Ah.